Today, again, we need you, just as always, to help us delve into the array of, we don't have so many topics, it's just one topic. And when we unleash what our topic is, we definitely need you. What do we need you to do? To call us, because we love the buzz. And when you call, tell us your name, where you're calling from, even if it's not Nigeria, we'd love to know. And indeed, to have your contribution as it helps the conversation. Again, I am joined by the delectable to the right.
Margaret.
Is this my right? Forgive it.
left,
Forgive it.
your
Just
left.
forgive it. And to my left, just so I don't want to appear wrong. And to my left.
I am Taufik Sani.
Okay, now that I'm switching it to my left and to my right. Good afternoon again and welcome. There's been an interesting development, and by development I say because this is an evolution. Over time, people say friendship, and after a while we started to hear besties, right? And a certain lady who's been crossed, hurt, in Nigerian parlance would say, who's been served breakfast, has actually taken to Instagram in a viral video where she's lamenting and advising women, married or not, to please not allow the spouses have besties of the opposite gender. So it's my question today to ask, would you okay your spouse having a bestie of the opposite gender? I don't know, really. I'm not permitted to answer this question yet. Until my madam and my bestie, can we even use the name bestie? Have answered. All right. To get this started, we are going to take a very short break, and when we return, we'll get you to join us. Just stay with us.
Let your husbands or boyfriends play with other females. I just found out and him were flirting. I'm so sorry because this whole time I thought they were just friends because she's married and she has like 4 or 5 kids. She has a whole family. So don't let your boyfriends or husbands play with any female girls. They will. I've been a witness.
For joining us. This is The Lounge. And if you're just tuning in, we are discussing, is it okay for your spouse to have the opposite gender as bestie? You can join the conversation as well. Now, that video was an occurrence on the 13th of July, 2023. So somebody can just say it's really recent. It's such a fresh breakfast. And I'm not the only one to actually deliberate on this, but I think for starters, Margaret, I just want to know, at what point did we move from friends to bestie, and is there a difference? Like, really, what's friendship? What's bestieship, if there's a word like that? And who is a friend, who is a bestie? And I'll go from you and then to Taufik.
Okay, so I would say that a friend is somebody that you have like a mutual affection with, yeah. Then your bestie or a best friend is someone that you're very close to, someone that you totally trust with information that you would literally not tell your friend. Yeah. So yeah.
I
that's
see.
for that.
Does Taufik agree? I think for the first time I'm seeing this.
Well, yes. Yes. It's just nomenclature. That's what I see. I mean, your friendships actually have levels. Yes, affinity, the level of affinity differs. You're my friend.
Right.
The truth is, my wife is also my friend.
Right.
However, there are things I can share with her, but I won't share with you.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I see that.
So it's just bestie is just a name. I mean, it's a choice, just given to a certain kind of relationship with some. The person is still he's our friend. So
Right.
that's our.
Okay, so clearly what we are discussing is on friendship, but friendship on another level. And I think I love how Margaret put it. So, I mean, we're friends, but it takes another turn when I call you bestie.
Yeah.
It's sort of like there is nothing I cannot share with you, my interpretation. So, would it not now beg the question, quite frankly, should you have, if you're in a relationship, should you have a bestie that is not your spouse?
Okay, so let me come from this angle here. Now, I say in a relationship. Now, before the relationship, there was a person. I want
Okay.
you to understand that.
Okay.
Before you even delved into a relationship or you married, what's not, you had friends, you had someone that you said, this is my best friend, or guys don't come near this one, or this one is like my own personal
Whether of
person.
your gender
Whether
or the
of your
opposite
gender or the other
gender?
gender, or the opposite gender rather. So coming into a relationship, it's not like you are in a relationship and you now say, I have a best friend. You had the best friend before the relationship. Now, I would say that it's okay to have a best friend. It is okay. It's not bad to have an opposite gender as a best friend. But if it begins to affect your relationship or your marriage, then okay, that becomes a problem. But there is nothing wrong in having an opposite gender as a best friend.
Okay, I'm hoping I didn't come to this show today to just come and do because there's been a lot, right, that is almost like I'm just hearing, and trust me, you'll be surprised. So, I mean, for the first time, I'm able to put a difference between bestie and friend, because for me, it's just, I have friends, and I do not call my very close friends besties. So maybe this is a generational thing too.
Okay,
yeah.
maybe.
So because I know that the term bestie sort of erupted with like the Gen Zs, and then all of us just started hearing bestie. Who sang the song, World Bestie?
You're the only one that knows.
No,
it.
I know it. I've got to tell
Yeah,
you,
the
I
only
know.
one.
Baking Rexy. You guys don't know the song? That was Naira Marley. Come on, guys. All right, so you don't know the song. I can't believe that I'm not Gen Z, but I'm actually the one that knows
What's
the
the
song.
name of the song? What's Bestie?
No, but if you listen to the lyrics
Is it
of the
Miami?
song, Margaret,
I'm
you just have to pay
please.
attention. You know, our job requires that we pay attention to everything. And in paying attention, I'm trying to make a sense around the word bestie. And, I just remember that I think there is a song about, world bestie, right? And you hear people use bestie more and more often. And for me, it's exciting. I think it's just, it flies, like, hey, bestie, right? But I don't think we should necessarily play with the word, even friendship or friend, let alone when we now call somebody
A best
bestie.
friend.
So Taufik, for example, is married. He just shared of how Taufik and I are cordial in this place of work,
Definitely.
right? So we could say we're friends. Friendship now would be in levels.
Yeah.
His wife is equally his friend, right? At the end of the day, his wife and I are not on the same level of friendship with Taufik. But it's possible for Taufik to say, even my wife is not my bestie. So I'm asking, is your wife your bestie?
Definitely.
No, not definite though. We don't know. We want to know.
That's why I said definitely.
Okay, please.
Yes. You see, there is a shift that must happen.
True.
There's a shift that must happen. You see, when you decide that this person is going to be my wife or husband, there is a shift that must happen.
True.
You see, bestie is simply to say, oh, this is the best, this is the person I love most to share certain things with.
I don't totally agree.
I don't totally agree either.
This is what I
Love
mean.
most.
Wait,
With the love most
most.
part of it,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
get what I said.
Okay.
The love, I'm not talking about the person.
But that
Okay,
I
about
enjoy,
me.
okay, say,
That's
okay.
Having a
the word.
conversation.
Can we use another
So,
word?
a
Like
better
that I
conversation.
enjoy
I enjoy
opening
the
up to.
most.
The most,
Opening
so
up
open
to,
up
yeah.
to.
To share certain things with.
Okay.
That is just what it means, bestie. That's what I see it to me,
Okay.
bestie. Now, when you now say, I am getting married,
Okay. Or not even married. I'm in a relationship.
I mean,
Committed.
The fact that you decided this person becomes my partner in a relationship,
Right.
marital,
Or not.
that progression,
Yeah.
yes. I think the mental shift must happen. Else, at some point,
There were
there will
problems.
definitely be a pothole
Mm.
that either you or that person will fall into.
Okay.
We have seen several cases or issues where a lady is having a best friend, you know, and or maybe a guy now. Let's put it that way. A
Okay.
guy is having a lady as a best friend. When you have a wife, now you go out, you go and visit that lady, best friend, in her house.
Oh, you're calling your bestie
Yeah, bestie.
endlessly. You're just on call.
Yes. Even at the middle of the night. Oh, sorry. Something just happened. I just, you know, you're my best friend. And the guy took it, so, oh, okay. Even when maybe the wife is waiting. And,
Waiting. For what?
of course, waiting now.
I just had to pick that.
Maybe the wife is there waiting.
Okay.
Trying to. Now, see, what I just did now
Yes, please.
happened a few nights ago.
To you.
Yes.
Oh, please.
Good enough.
Let's watch movie.
Good enough.
Can you see him?
No, I can't.
Okay. A lady called me at night. You know, we
A
spoke.
friend, a bestie, a cordial
A
person?
friend
Okay.
called. We spoke. We were on the call for about 1 hour 30 minutes. My wife was there on the bed, just pretending as if she was reading something.
How did you know she was pretending?
Well, I just
This
said,
topic. Is it not still finished? Let me talk on behalf of his wife now.
you know.
Go ahead, please.
Well, I know my wife would not pretend.
Right.
But I just said that on a lighter note.
Yes, please.
Yes, but she was there. But definitely, I know she was listening to
The conversation.
That was the reason I said pretending as if. However, why that conversation did not become a topic was because she understood the situation.
Okay.
She knew who the person was,
Okay.
and she knew why the person had to call at that time.
Okay.
And she knows.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
I have never seen the person physically.
Okay, so are we
Okay,
saying it's
that's
okay if
understandable.
we had besties who are not necessarily our spouses, but that we have a transparent enough and accountable relationship with our partners? Is that also workable,
Okay. So,
Margaret?
Okay, let me say this. I came from an angle when I first started here. I'm trying to say something so that Mr. Tafi could not sing that. I'll say it's okay for opposite gender to be a best friend. No, I said before there was a relationship, before there was a marriage, there was a best friend. But if this best friend that you're best friending becomes a problem, then you know to set boundaries. And if boundaries is not enough, you know to shift. That's if you want whatever you have to work.
But we've seen some besties who have lasted longer than relationships.
Now, see, there are different kinds of besties. Permit me to say there's some best friend from hellfire. They are best friends of doom. No, really.
Number two, those are two types of besties. Because I wanted to add to it.
Relax.
Best friends with benefits.
Yes.
Besties
because-
with benefits.
Wait, Mr. Tav, you know you
Okay.
said something, so I'm trying to analyze what Melody
Okay,
said.
okay.
Now let's look at it from this angle now. You said your wife understood the situation.
Yes.
She understood who the person was. She understood. Now, let me explain something to you here. Naturally, we are women. Most times we get really jealous about certain things. Now, if you don't give us enough attention as we want,
If you don't give me quality
do you
attention.
understand? Now,
Why am I singing?
imagine,
Why am I singing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Me in the spirit.
And I don't sing well.
Imagine a guy having a bestie as a female. Now, when you have a bestie as a female, we register that having a bestie means that this is someone that you can tell anything to. Your partner knows that too. That best friend, that's what it means. So the person is like, talk to me now, converse with me. But you forget that before you, there was somebody. It would take time. I'm not coming from the angle that it's perfect, but it would take time.
I see
For
what
me
you're
to
saying. Yes.
Bring my all and just deliver it to you like that, because there's something they call see finish. I don't mean see me finish. This one already see me finish.
But who
This
better
one
to see you finish if not be your husband, or be your
But
wife,
now-
or your
but
boyfriend, or your
in marriage
spouse?
is different.
Okay, okay.
In marriage is very different.
Okay.
In marriage is different.
Because
though.
we need to
No,
put perspective
yes,
to
in
this.
marriage is different. Once you get married, your best friend automatically becomes your spouse.
But we've seen real life situations. Now let's bring it to real life scenarios. Like the video we played. And we're going to go playing the video shortly. And in the video, you see a lady crying I didn't see that cry as crocodile tears.
Yeah.
I saw it as real.
Yeah,
She was in
really
pain.
pained. Yeah.
I mean, I saw that. I felt that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then she says, I'm going to advise you, do not let your spouses have besties of the opposite gender. She says, this is why. She said this woman in question, that of course I believe she would have even, relied entirely on the fact that she could be trusted with her husband.
Yes, of course.
Because I do not know if she said she was married.
It was trust.
But it was that she also had children. I think the woman in question also was married. I'm not certain of that fact. But this woman in question was raising 4 or 5 children according to the lady, sharing her story. And then I felt like that way, you don't expect, so trust also comes in levels. I mean, you look at certain conditions, situations around phenomenons you're trying to trust, in this case, a human, and then you're like, oh, this is a woman who has children, who has her own life cut out for
she will not do that.
Now, let me say something.
So if you're bestie to my husband, I'm not expecting
That
any
anything should
drama
happen.
would ensue.
Let me say something. In leadership, there's something called trust, but verify. Trust, but
Verify. I feel like I'm in class.
Yes,
verification
Professor
there,
Taufik came to come.
verifying does not mean you are living in suspicion or paranoia.
Okay, so what does it mean?
Verifying does not mean you do not trust your partner. It's only confirming that I trust you, but I am checking on you. I trust you, I am helping you. I trust you, I am supporting you emotionally. See, we are humans. We are not superheroes. Like we watch Marvel, all those movies. Na fake. In real life, like let's come to our we are beings of emotions, and emotions are fickle. Like
True.
you cannot trust your emotions. Look,
I want you to talk from experience.
yes, I usually do.
I like when my professors talk from experience.
Yeah.
Because since you have already told us to, you are teaching us like this. Let us learn with experience.
Look, you can have a lady. Let's even remove friendship. We'll come back to friendship. But let's say someone you are meeting for the first time. I don't know. I don't even like her. How come? Why would I be thinking such thing? And they now enter into a room, gisting, talking. I promise you.
Don't promise us.
At some point,
Don't promise us.
you
We
will
cannot
not
be so
know.
sure.
You will not know when that emotion begins to.
We cannot be
erupt.
so sure, because this will not be a definite in 100%
Yes.
of the cases. See,
Yes.
while emotions are fickle, and I love your theory, but I also understand that the fickleability, you're going to have to pardon a lot of Englishes on the lounge. It's only permitted on the lounge. If I was handling another show, I won't dare to do that. But the fickleability of emotions would not let us excuse away also the trust in the fact that, because this is a rational conversation, and human beings actually do have values, do have virtues, and there are lots of people that, in spite of situations and circumstances, and hey, a number of us have been in situations and circumstances. If we can really open up, and you'd realize that you still didn't fail yourself, because it's taken years of practice, of self-discipline to actually be the person you are, and you won't let yourself down. However, you don't continue to put yourself in that situation and say that you won't
But
fail.
let me put a perspective to what I said, so you
Yes,
understand.
yes, please. So, Taufik, I'm going to pick your perspective shortly. We have some comments coming in, and we're going to encourage people to join us at this point. Do well and call. The numbers are scrolling on your screen. Now, Omar King Abiola says, why having opposite gender as bestie? Your partner spouse should be your only bestie. Now, we have Trips on X that says, never okay. I have trust issues. I love Trips on X. I love Trips on X. No, guys. I don't. See, I agree. I have trust issues. I'm guilty.
However, an advice for Trips is we need to work on ourselves. If you do not trust your wife.
No, I think Trips here is just being. This is cruise, though. It's cruise. No. I think it's even cruise.
Even if it's not cruise, let me tell you. I told you I had this. Before we started this, when we
Yes,
were
please.
just celebrating
Yes.
this topic, I told you something. I just threw it out in the open. I was asking guys and girls, how far, please, can we have opposite gender as bestie? If you see the no, hey, what do you mean? I say, Any guy that wants to, that is a bestie to my girlfriend, oh, favor, Sunil. I say, it's not like that. Now they can just be friends. Say, Margaret, all this one, you have watched too much film. I'm
So
telling you,
it's fake.
they say it's fake.
So-
that
so-
most guys always have it. They say, okay, wait. What will make, in fact, that yesterday, what will make a guy look at you and say he wants you to be his best friend? Obviously, he has sized you up, he has looked at it. So let me tell you, he say it's a scope. Okay, they say it's scope. Oh. That you will start like this. They first say, oh, hi, I want to be friends with you. When you start talking, they will look at it. From the way this girl is talking. But yeah, she does not need any man in her life now. Checking her, calm down. They will relax for the future. But I think you start having like little conversation. They say that you're opening up the more.
Walls are broken.
They put themselves in that bestie position. So even if they have little issues, they also call you to want to talk to you. So like that, people are already aligned. They said before you know they have agenda. I said,
I feel like asking, are there organic besties or are there inorganic? Because this scenario now painted is like somebody who just plugs in. Remember that you, and I apologize, Taufik, you had started by saying there are times when most of the times how we become besties is a number of these relationships have grown over time. When you check it. If I say I have a bestie, these are people who have been maybe 10 years upwards in my life.
It might not even be 10
Imagine,
years upwards.
Sometimes
Just
they are
somebody
up to,
that you can
but they've been
converse
there.
with.
But they've been there. For some people, you meet people in a short while, and the relationship
you just
moves.
click.
Yeah. But I think in a case where I see somebody profiling, somebody arranging, somebody navigating, I feel like people should be suspecting enough, even of friends that are not necessarily besties. I feel like the word friendship is thrown around too easily. And we may need to check it also from there. And now for the purpose of relationship talk, and then I'm asking myself, so what happens when people say that they have besties? Real life scenarios. We can continue to talk about ideals. And I don't want us to make this show about ideals. But real life scenarios, I know people who are married. And it's as though when I come on the lounge, I'm almost always knowing people. Yeah. So I'm not going to use the line, I know people. Today I'm just going to say, for example, we threw it open on the team before the show.
Yeah.
And you had our male colleagues, Margaret, Taufik, you were here. Our male colleagues say, no, you cannot have a male, you cannot be my wife or my spouse and have a male bestie.
Never.
But they actually felt it was okay, and this is where I'm going, that they could have a female
according to them, they have
bestie,
more self-control.
because according to them, they have better self-control.
Now, let me say something at this point.
Do you smell it right?
Well, let me start from where I stopped. You see, the scenario I painted was that if you have nothing to do with your lady, and yet emotions can erupt, how much more?
When there is a relationship, a seeming relationship.
That was I was building that thought.
That's correct.
If you have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with some lady, and you meet her for the first time, you enter into a place, you start gisting, and all of a sudden the thing just came up, and you can have it with that kind of a person, how much more will you?
Okay.
When it is now a bestie.
Yeah. Bestie.
Okay,
absolutely.
Let's take a real life,
hold on,
like
I'm
a real life
not
scenario.
I'm not coming.
It's not balanced.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm still coming. I'm still.
This theory is building. Professor is building the theory.
I'm still bringing the bed from the pocket. You know how they call it.
It's all right, sir.
You have more ring ball in the apple.
I'm in the air
In the apple.
from the apple. So now you cannot say walls are broken, and you keep a female as a man as your best friend so much that something happens. The next thing,
There's somebody to run to.
Tina, see, something just happened.
There'll be problems. My wife, there'll be problems.
And you have a wife.
There'll be problems.
She should be the first person that
you tell.
not must hear about that.
Please.
And give.
I beg to differ somewhere here. This is it. I've been in situations, and if I have to share my life story, actually, it's not my life story for all of you who want to know my life story, but it's partly sharp. Let's be true. Let's say the truth, like brother. What's that brother's name? Brother something on X. I've forgotten his name. Let's say the truth and let the devil be ashamed. I have been in scenarios, and I'm just 8 years married this month, but I've been in situations where, I have areas of concerns. And yeah, My husband is my friend.
Yeah.
I do not see anything I won't say to him because I don't feel judged, critiqued, or anything.
Yeah.
If he does critique me, I believe it's for the better
Yes.
and on issues that are worthy of being critiqued on,
Sure,
right?
sure.
I mean, but if it was just a gist around cry with me, I'm crying. I believe I have somebody to cry with me. You know, but the point, of course, although sometimes men can be so emotionally unavailable, they just don't have the tears. I'm wondering where the tears have gone
It's
to.
not just available.
But you know, I've been in situations where things are peppering me, and my husband is the last to know. So life happens, and there are depths to these things. And yes, and I mean, it's okay for us to just give textbook definitions, to just come here and paint the ideal. But I want us to get as real as, you know, as real is.
can.
Yes, and there are situations where you can contest this, but it's easy for you to pick up your phone
And call
and
someone
call
else.
a friend
Yes.
that is not your spouse.
True. You're
Taufik,
very correct.
I'm telling you.
Okay,
And you're able
No, you're
to
very correct.
divulge. So you're not keeping secret from your spouse.
You will still tell
You
him
would
eventually.
still tell your spouse, but that instant, you need the ear of a friend that is not your spouse.
Yeah.
We can contest this. We can debate this.
Okay.
But I have been in that situation.
All right.
What do you say, Professor?
Professor, make it brief,
I'll be-
because she will bring
Professor,
us
real life,
down.
real life, no
Make
theory.
it brief,
No, I agree. The truth is, I agree. However, wisdom is profitable.
Profitable. So that
Okay.
You need to know where and how, when and how
Hmm.
to do that. Or else, if you say because it is okay, because it is permissible, and because the truth is, you won't even know when you are overdoing it. That's where the problem is.
So true.
You won't know when you start overdoing it.
So true.
And it's affecting your wife or your husband. Maybe that one seems to be accommodating and understandable, reasonable. At some, the thing with the bite time small, but well, because she don't they hold the pain or he don't they hold the pain.
We need to send him to a drama school.
No, because I'm trying to.
I see it. I see it, Professor. I see
it.
it. I see you.
Yeah. So we need
Hey,
to know
Taufik.
where and how
Oh, goodness.
to do this thing.
Right.
I'm not against what you said.
I think I take the balance to this conversation, and you provided the balance. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, just as I have said, see, I know that lots of people, even unmarried couples, I mean spouses, would say, see, I've been in such a situation, and the first person I reached was not my partner, right?
Sure.
And I mean, eventually I let the person know, but hey, I just felt this person is better able to handle things. I mean, just as we know, people have strengths and weaknesses.
Definitely.
It's possible for you to profile it and say, my husband is not the person I need to talk
Sure.
to at this
Sure.
point. There is
Sure.
a friend who is
Sure.
better able to attend to me.
Sure.
We have more comments coming in, and I'm so itchy to hear your voice. Please do well and call, and let's hear you on this topic. Again, the question is it okay for your spouse's bestie to be of the opposite gender? Now, Benjamin Ake says there is a thin line between bestie and infidelity. No, wait. Where are we saying? What's going on? What's going on? Now, Punch Healthwise says trust is the foundation, but there must be a check to the level of relationship after marriage. So true, so true. There must be a check. And I think that's the point that Taufik has been making
But
here.
there's
So,
a disadvantage.
Margaret.
There is a disadvantage. This bestie thing has advantage and disadvantages.
Right.
The advantage is the fact that, okay, like you said, you can always just call somebody up you want to talk to, regardless of whatnot. And then the disadvantage is there are a lot of disadvantage in this African world that we're in. You know that all these best friends, you take them home. Mommy will see. Daddy
Everybody
will
knows
say,
them.
everybody knows it. Now you know that normal African parent, they will see the future for you. They've already saying you that this is gonna be your wife.
And you are saying bestie.
And you are saying no, your best friend. Now you bring the one that you want to be your wife home. When they already gotten used to this best friend, you as the one that the man now truly wants to wife begins to feel sort of intimidated.
Did?
Like this
Yeah.
woman.
I feel like asking if you guys see the movie. I mean, I've seen the movie Emily in Paris. Did you see it?
I've seen it.
You've seen it? Ah! I mean, the way he ended. And I felt
goodness.
like, who was the last person to see that these two people are actually a better
Yes,
pair, a
than-
better match than
I was
whoever
like,
the lady
wow.
was?
And she was
And the
just
grandmom,
like-
the chef's grandmom saw it.
But
And she
that's
just kept
not
giving
what we're
attitude,
talking
but that's not
about.
what we're
So
talking
let's
about.
just leave
But
that
for me, that was just to
already, yeah.
corroborate that in real scenarios, other people actually see things for you
Yes,
that
yes.
you do not see. And in such cases, people have forfeited relationships on account of I chose a bestie of the opposite
yeah,
gender.
yeah.
I mean, that's the point she was
And
making.
you know that we, as I said earlier, we girls, we like attention.
But is it bad if
It's
you
not
chose a
bad.
bestie and people are now saying your
No.
bestie is better for your life
Yes,
than who you
but
think
look
you want to
at
be
it
with?
this way- But look at it this way. You're my best friend. We know that every 1 p.m.
We chat,
go
we
to
hang
watch
out.
movies, we go to do this, we go to that. You're not in a relationship. I'm checking my phone. Because see, these people, whether men or women, they don't understand though. That one they are saying that you must respect boundaries. Some people don't respect boundaries, and that's where boundary comes to play.
That's it.
They don't respect boundaries. And you
That
say,
would be
and then you now
detriment.
come, yeah, you now say
As simple
1
as
p.m.
that.
Now, when they want to bring this whole matter, they want to dissect it, they'll tell you that, no, before you, there was me. So now, this brings my question to
Before
this.
Abraham, Jesus
Should
was.
the wife befriend, is that even a word? Is it a word?
Yeah.
Should the wife befriend the best friend? Because people usually say it,
Yeah.
that instead of you to fight him, instead of you to be
Or
bratty
just come
about
together.
it, just come together, take her out. Do you think that works?
For me to understand what you're saying, like,
Yeah.
I have a best friend who is a female. So is it okay for my wife
To
now
befriend your,
my
you know,
best friend?
is it, is it better for her instead of her to say I
Fight
don't want this
it
anymore?
and-
Instead of her to fight it,
Can she
like,
just
say,
join?
Can she just join in? Like take the bestie. I'll get to know the bestie.
This thing is
better.
playing out differently in my head.
Let me make it simpler. It is the responsibility of the person, not of the spouse.
Which person
to
now?
Which
make
person?
that connection.
Of the bestie that is outside of
The
the
bestie,
union.
Abi.
I have a wife
Okay.
and I have a best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imaginary best friend. If I expect my wife to create the friendship between herself and my best friend, she will struggle.
But you know, it's not that the man expects her to.
Hold on.
I'm just
No,
saying.
like I leave her to eat. She will struggle.
I don't even think the man will leave you to it.
I should
Does he
be the
want
one.
it?
I should be the one to ensure. Now I should be the one to push this my best friend.
I beg, leave that in. If I don't want to do friendship, uncle.
That's what I'm saying. What
See,
if the
there are
man-
choices-
what
there
if
should
the
be
man
choices
does not
here.
want
You
it?
painted
But
the
the
scenario.
that
I'm
the
only
scenario.
responding to
Eh,
that.
And based on your
yeah,
scenario, it's
based
looking
on my
like the
scenario,
woman now
no.
has to try
The
to be
woman
friends
is
with
trying
Yes.
to
Okay.
be friends with the best. Now this is outside the man. I'm not saying that the man is in the know. She's
In
saying
fact, the man
she's,
is not
she's
enforcing it.
intimidated
It's the wife
by
now that is trying
the
to
relationship
foster a
that they both
relationship.
have.
Yeah.
So she's thinking, would it be better for me to just befriend this bestie?
She
Dear
will
wife,
see,
do
she will
not.
still enter into a problem.
Dear-
That's what I'm trying to
dear
say.
wife.
She will still enter
Because
into
for me,
a
in my
problem.
head, it's playing like a competition.
Yeah.
So it's imaginary. It's like literally non-existent, but it's existent.
True.
And so it's sort of like the wife who is in that frame of mind is thinking, what is she doing differently from my husband or my spouse that I am not doing?
So I want to know.
So there's already a competition set
Yeah.
in stone in
That's
that
That's
situation. And so it's a case of, okay, what if I just break the ice by getting into this threefold? I don't think it works that way.
It won't
Except
even
it
work.
is now, as Taufik said,
Yeah.
the bestie who is external to the two of them, even though bestie to one of them, who is now trying to foster, create a level playing ground. Who's
I think
trying
that
to
happens sometimes.
open
Some
it
people
up,
are
and
like
I've
that. They're
seen
that
it.
open-minded.
Yes.
They don't mind.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
they don't
I've
mind.
seen where couples say, "Oh, do you know so and so was actually my husband's friend,
And they'll be
we're
so
now-
cool.
and they're so cool, and things are working." But question I ask again is it that things are working until we now start to find out the
Because
super
this
story?
woman's story,
Because this woman's story
it seems
now
like she was
corroborates
comfortable with the
that.
woman. No.
That is
They were
where-
fine.
Yes, they
that
were
is
fine.
where trust but verify comes in.
Okay. Okay.
You know, she mentioned something that she was stupid, not me.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
was saying- she was saying
she
other
said,
women
yeah,
shouldn't-
yes,
yeah.
I was stupid.
She trusted him
Like,
too much.
Yeah.
That if she had
Is
been
that trusting too much?
Yeah, there is.
if she had been like just watching out for her husband to know what's happening, just to
How about the
just
husband
be
is also
aware.
an untold?
He,
And
and
again,
it can be very secretive.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
this is where.
I have
where-
some questions.
I'm
For
just
example,
talking
have they
from-
been like that before they got married? Did they start that aspect of the relationship? Did they progress to that point in the relationship? I meant the bestie and the husband now, when the husband had already met this lady. At what point did the whole thing, or had they always been a scam, right? A charade that the lady
could
walked
have been.
into and got
Well,
married?
Because
to the
look at
man?
her, the way she was explaining, she was saying the other woman is married with kids. So in her mind of mind, she will never
Yes.
have imagined.
Yes.
So trust came came to play somewhere there.
However,
I think relationships now have such funny dynamics.
However, infidelity has no respect.
Trust me.
For whether you have children.
Trust me, it has no respect for boundaries. And I want to quickly share this. A friend once shared with us of how she found. I mean, she had moved to a new place, you know, to meet with her spouse. They were even yet to marry. Then eventually they got married. So she went before they got married, came back, and then they got married, and then, you know, went again. And then she found that the person that was like bestie to the husband, they were friends, you know, right from, okay, let's just say for what it is. It's a Nigeria Japa situation.
Okay.
Right? And in the end, she found that, of course, in Japa, you don't have so many friends. It's just a few people that are like the community of the spouse you are going to meet. Your first friends with them before, of course, you find your own food.
True.
And so she became friends and all of that. And eventually she realized that actually the friend, in this case a woman, was actually more interested in the husband more than just as friends, though the woman in question is also married. And so you don't realize that, oh, you guys have been friends since you were in Nigeria. Yeah, great. So it's a case of bestie, practical case. But then, was the husband aware that the woman wanted more? Trust me, sometimes people
know.
In fact, it's not sometimes.
They know.
Most times
just drop it there. They know.
When start dropping vibes that are not,
they start looking at you for observant. You know.
But it was a case.
Unless you want to say you don't know.
It was a case of this friend of mine having to.
It's like me starting to look at you know.
But why do you want to start looking?
You know.
We know now.
You know.
On this program now, let's put it on look.
I am on looking.
So ending my story, and it was a case of eventually they said when things fall apart, of course the center won't hold, and it was a case of the center not holding because she needed to put her feet on the ground and exert herself. That Fro, you guys could have been friends before I came. Cool. I mean, you guys could even have been more. At this point, I don't even want to know. What I want to know is that I have come to marry my husband. So I think as we now start to conclude and put this together, that it's important because people will find themselves in this situation, whether we talk about it like this or not.
Yeah.
Trust me. But I mean, conclusively, let's weave some solutions. Well, when you found yourself in that scenario, say in such a scenario where you already cannot confirm things, but you are seeing things, you know, just like we said, and you're reading it, right? What do you expect the spouses to this spouse with a bestie? What do you suggest? What do you advise?
Okay, so first things first, do not be quiet. Most people are very timid when it comes to conversations like this because of the fear of the unknown. You don't know how he would react or she would react. Now, I would say be open-minded, but don't be quiet. Talk, communicate. Tell the person, whether it's he or she, tell them exactly what you don't want, what you want, what you would like to see, what you would not like to see. Have that conversation with the person. And I used to say, if it's a relationship thing, and the person is not willing to change, my sister, walk away. My brother, walk away. If it's marriage, it's a lifetime thing. Sure. If you know that the spirit is leading you and it's saying that even in that relationship, that's where your heart will be, that's where your leg must be, you can stress yourself like that and be going around and be checking who and what not you want. You know, you can go there and say, this person is here with me. You can do all of that. But really, if it's a relationship thing and it has not gone on for 10 years, which I don't even see why anybody should be dating for 10 years, it is not worth it.
Dating.
It is not worth it. Okay. Be open-minded and converse. Do not be timid.
Okay,
don't
Margaret.
even try it.
Your brother, your sister, my brother, my sister,
sister.
let me try. Do you like Margaret?
Don't do it.
They've heard you. Now, Taufik, what do you say?
Well, while she was talking, it thought dropped in the mind. Some people, they say some things don't matter. But they will later realize that what they said don't matter.
Really matters.
Or didn't
matter. Will now start to matter.
Arising.
I like that.
Oh, lovely quote.
What did not matter becomes matters arising. I want to go the path of responsibility. If you know you have a best friend, whether a man or a woman, be responsible and accountable enough to fix that part. Fix that part. Do not give your spouse too much work, too much headache. Be the one to handle that part. It's if you know that this person is so close to you that you share a lot and now you're married and you don't want to lose that friend, ensure that they become family friends. a trusted family friend, not just my friend. They become family friends.
That's right.
Where you guys share things together. And madam and uncle, if you know your boy or your girl have a best friend, open your eye. No close and open.
Verify.
Shine your
Verify.
Yes.
Verify.
Trust.
But verify. Okay, thank you so much. And if I were to conclude today, I may be shattering the table. So there's a song by Tiwa Savage. If you don't give me quality attention, affection, is it attention or affection?
All
One
the
of the
songs
two.
that you are singing,
I don't know the song. It's okay. You're welcome to the world of melody. But that is it. This is me. Right, and I guess you get to get the best of me on the lounge, right? Me just as I am, unscripted. And I'm still gonna sing this song. It's a lie. The devil lied. Margaret, you lied. You tried, but now.
Okay, let's
now, if you don't give me quality, I'm saying it and not saying it. If you do not give me quality attention, quality affection, while I don't know which it is, I may seek it from somebody else. And I'm quoting Tiwa Savage there. And I mean, you could listen to the rest of the song and make more meanings out of it, but I'm just quoting, just taking that part out. I may not know if the entire context supports what I am saying, but what I'm saying here is life itself is not a given. And the occurrences in life also are not a given. So it's as you lay your bed that you're going to lie on it. And when we bear this in mind, you understand that it's how you want to be treated, that you would treat somebody else. Sure. If I do not want my spouse to leave me and talk to a bestie all the time, I better not do the same to my spouse. And if I would be okay to be treated like that, understanding that I could be sacrificing the health of my relationship, right? I could as well live like that. But it's key to know, again, that quality attention, quality affection actually is key to making relationships work. We say sorry to our dear sister. I said I was going to say sorry to her. The cry was real, and I do not think... we're not here to profit off her pain. It was just a learning point that we thought. Yeah, and she looks so pretty. Yeah.
It's painful, really. It's painful.
It can be really painful. In fact, the heartbreak is out of this world.
That disillusionment that comes, that realization.
Prof, I don't carry dictionary. Because when you speak this English, I just said I should say it. I was hoping I would not say it. Prof, maybe we can open a dictionary here when we bring topic on the program. And and that's how I think we are ending with a call. However, hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello.
Hello, your name and where you're calling from, please. You're calling from?
Lagos.
All right, Leke from Lagos. Can I have your contribution quickly? We are making a wrap.
Yes, I don't see anything wrong in having my spouse bestie to be on the opposite gender or opposite sex.
Oh.
I don't see anything wrong with it. So far, in your sense, you can have that too. Could be a male, could be a female.
Okay.
I remember I used to have a friend in school there. All our friends were female. And she's so confident with it. That babies are busy bodies and she's just too cool, so I don't say anything.
Thank you so much, Leke. Let's leave the dictionary now. Let me ask you, Leke. Is your bestie a female?
Hello?
Is your bestie a woman? Leke, can you hear me? Hello, Leke. Yes, is your bestie a woman? Hello, Leke.
I can't hear you.
Is your bestie a woman?
What?
Is your own bestie a woman, Leke?
No. No.
Oh, your bestie is not a woman. Thank you so much, Leke, for calling on the program. We just want to say thank you.
No, my best.
All right, thank you so much. I think I just wanted that call for the purpose of establishing that this is a program where we always anticipate and expect you to call us just for us to enjoy this beautiful moment together. Leke's bestie actually is not
a woman. So
how best can we end this show? But to say thank you everyone for joining us, and please thank you Leke for calling us. I actually do appreciate that call. It's been an amazing flow of emotion, and that's what I would say, because when I consider having to share from personal experience too, I think that was coming from deep places. And to say goodbyes today, I've got to take it to my delectable Margaret right here for her goodbyes.
Bye.
Margaret, don't be dry. If I have to tell you.
Just set boundaries. I mean, boundaries is all it takes. Know your limits.
Okay.
Ladies, men, know your limits.
And to you, Taufik.
Bye. However, ensure you shine your eye. Know what is happening. And talk it out.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Melanie Ishola, and this is The Lounge. Join us again next week on the episode, another episode of The Lounge. Oh, wait, did I talk too much? Because I think it's why I didn't even know how to end the show. It's not buying, but anyway, see you next week.